Okay everybody, as you can see I've set up, and if you notice me talking a little bit funny, I've had a jaw operation, so my left side is a little bit numb still. I've set up Cruel Necessities and I'm going to play or try to play through the whole Civil War deck, starting off of course with the first English Civil War. And I'm going to not do a playthrough on camera, but I will do a couple of turns and switch off the camera and then maybe update you on how things have been progressing. So, prologue, I'm not going to read it again. Scotland moves into Edinburgh, into 4. The monarchy takes one step down, and the Scottish Kirk signs the covenant to reject the Books of Common Prayer, which means that any rolls on Parliament get a +1. I have 5 zeal points. I'm going to use the first one to repel the Scottish army, and it's a 6. On a 6, it's an automatic win. So I'm going to move this, the guys back into the Highlands. So... and I'm gonna spend another zeal point on fortifying Edinburgh. I'm going to spend another zeal point on trying to get Parliament up to the next box, the D box. So I need to roll a 3 and I roll a 5. Even without the DRM adjustment, this is a clear positive. And I will also adjust Bristol for 1 zeal point and fortify it. And I'm going to try my luck and bring up the monarchy to the sea level. I need to get a 4 or higher. And I roll a 4. Excellent. Let's just check if this is correct. 8-7 if it's equal to or higher. Oh, if it's less than or equal to, there is no effect. Okay, so monarchy stays where it was. Gonna spend my last zeal point trying to increase the monarchy again. Maybe I should roll the red die for that one, and I roll a 1. Nothing happens. So now we're going to do the end times phase. If you do not control London, I control London, or have 4 or more F grades, you just lost. If you have completed event card 60, which I haven't, you've just won. Remove all temporary strength markers. Modifier and DRM markers gain zeal points, 10.2, so I get 3 for having London and 3 more for the 3 cities, Edinburgh, for the 3 cities, Bristol, London and Hull, 1, 2, 3. So I'm at 6. Oh, actually, I only get 5 because Oxford isn't controlled by me. Okay, yeah. Okay, so next up, card number 2, 26th of October 1640. After the defeat of the Earl of Stafford, King Charles is compelled to sign the Treaty of ripen and cede land to the Scottish Covenanters and leave Newcastle in the hands of the Scots. So, first of all, Scotland gets a +1 strength marker. It moves twice and it besieges Edinburgh. So it gets 2 activations. So it activates once to move. It actually says activate Scotland twice, besiege or fortify Edinburgh. I don't know if this means they move twice. And or besiege Edinburgh, or if it means move once if you're in the Highlands and then besiege Edinburgh, or if it means besiege Edinburgh and move twice, which they can't but they get to besiege Edinburgh twice. That's a little bit unclear. Let's check. Yeah. Regardless of the location of the invading army in that region, the opposing royalist forces are making mischief. Okay, so they get to move twice, so they move into the lowlands, plus they besiege Edinburgh. For this, they roll 2 dice, and okay, and it's 1, 2. So they've managed to reduce it by 2. This is really not good. Scotland also takes a nosedive in its loyalty. John Pym creates the Parliamentary Committee of Safety. The purpose of the committee was to secure funds first for the king and later for Parliament. +1 Catholicism. Okay. So I've got 5 zeal points. First, I'm going to try and push back Scotland. I need to roll a 5 or 6. And I roll a 1, of course. I'm going to improve Catholicism. And I roll a 4, which is good. I'm also going to try again to increase, I'm going to increase Hull. I'm going to try the Scots again, which didn't work, and I've got 1 more skill point, and again that didn't work. So brilliant. I'm not doing too well in this with the Scottish situation. So zeal points, 3 + 2. We remove all strength markers and then we move on. 03. The Root and Branch Petition. May 1641. Presented to the Long Parliament and signed in by 15,000 Londoners, it called for the abolition of the episcopacy, roots and branches. This is an achievement card. So we put it up here. We can buy those. Next one. Long Parliament passes Act to regulate Privy Council. August 1641, the Long Parliament passes laws regulating the King's Privy Council, eliminating the Star Chamber Court and High Commission by the Habeas Corpus Act, and having regular assemblies. Scotland moves again. Those pesky Scots. Unrest in London. I must conduct a siege on London. And I succeed, or lose rather. That's not good. Archbishop Laud brings back altar rails to protect altars from desecration and re-emphasizes the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist. Puritans are outraged. Puritanism goes down to the F field. Now this is dangerous. Parliament announces plots by Jesuits and threats of invasions by France. +1 zeal point. Okay, so now I've got 6 actions, which is not too bad. Number 1, I am going to first work on the Puritans. I roll a, oh, of course I roll a 1. Try it again. I roll a 1 again. I don't believe this. 5. Okay. That worked. So I've got 4 actions left. I'm going to try the Puritans again because they look shifty. And I don't succeed, so I'm going to try my luck here in Scotland. And of course I roll a 1. Maybe I should roll with the blue die because the red die certainly doesn't help me, so that was successful. I'm going to try that again. And I push them back to Edinburgh. Okay, that's not too bad. So that's me done. I have nothing in the F boxes, but the Puritans are close and so is the monarchy. I will have to do something about that. London is at 2. I need to refortify London. I get 5 zeal points back. Eliminate Star Chamber and regulate Privy Council. May 16, that's another achievement card. So basically how this works is these cards can be bought for 3 zeal and only if these conditions are met. So monarchy must be B or better and parliament must be B or better. Well, I'm far away from those conditions. Scotland moves again. Okay, so I'm unsure about this because it says they will first try to besiege all of these fortresses before they move. But then what happens if they move and have besieged? Does it mean that they get 3 die rolls? Well, we can... no, I'll just... Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll just move them anyway and roll 2 dice in this case. And that's it. Edinburgh falls. Reveal the next 2 event cards, review them and then place them face down on top of the draw pile in the same order. Okay, I can see here that Parliament goes up and that Ireland moves twice and besieges Dublin twice. And Ireland goes down. And I get -1 zeal point. And Parliament goes up, so I don't need to work on Parliament. That'll take care of itself. Ireland is kind of fine as well. Okay, let's see how I can... I would have to push back Scotland twice in order to even start working on Edinburgh. Okay, we will just try our luck now. On a 3, of course, nothing happens. One more try. On a 4, we push them back 1 and 1 more. On a 4, we push them back 1 more. So I have now 1 more action, and I'm going to try and get it back. So okay, I only get to roll 1 die. And I roll a 5, which means it's higher. And it becomes mine again and is moved to the 2. Okay, so this means I'm done for this round. I have 3 for London and 2 for Hull and Bristol. 5 zeal points. We draw the next card. Irish Rebellion. Ireland moves 1 and besiege and fortify Dublin. And they managed to do so. Well, actually they fortified, they don't besiege it because they already own it. Let's see, how does that work? Okay, so basically they don't need to roll, they just fortify it. And I get 1 zeal point taken off. And Ireland goes down 1. Okay, so I'm going to spend 1 zeal point on Ireland. On a 3, nothing happens. Do it again. 4, it moves up 1. I'm going to try and push back the Irish army. On a 3, nothing happens. 1 more time. Nothing happens on a 2. Okay. I get 5 zeal points back. Next is Ireland moves. And it besieges and fortifies Dublin. Puritanism takes up +1 to all die rolls if I want to improve it. And Parliament goes 1 up, which is really cool. So, okay. I'm going to spend 1 zeal point to push back the Irish army, and I fail. Try it again, and I fail again. Try it again, and I fail again. So that's me done. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to work on Puritanism, and that moves up 1, and I'm done with my round. The Petition of Right is another achievement card. I'm going to put it here. Ireland takes 2 movements, so it fortifies Dublin and moves into Ulster because Dublin is at its highest. Okay, I think I played that wrong. They don't fortify unless... Okay, yeah, that's fine. So basically, they are here now. What was the last one? Yeah, they moved once and fortified, moved twice and fortified. No, that's right. So that's where they are. And they are now in the number 1 spot. If the Army of Ireland is in its area, it's 1 area and activates. Okay, not yet. Okay, Puritanism gets a +1. I'm telling you, this game isn't exactly uncomplicated. Monarchy and Parliament go down 1. Okay, monarchy is in the F box. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to try and improve monarchy. Rolling a 1. That didn't work. Trying to push back Ireland. That worked. Try again. Didn't work. Try 1 more time. That worked. Okay, I've got 1 left. I'm going to fortify Edinburgh. Okay, Ireland gets a -1 strength. It fortifies Dublin, but it can't actually because it's at its fortified to its hilt. I gain 1 named unit, the London trained bands. Catholicism goes down 1, and monarchy is +1, which is good because I need to I need to improve the monarchy. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to get my 5 zeal points. I'm going to push the Irish back. On a roll of 4, they're in Munster. I actually need to roll a 3 plus higher. And on a roll of a 3, they're now beyond the pale. So that was 2 points well spent. I'm going to fortify Edinburgh 1 point. And I'm going to work on monarchy. That didn't work. Try again. That did work. Okay, that's me done. Next one. Ireland and Scotland move 1. Hull is going to be besieged. And it loses 1 point. It's a good thing that I just worked on it. Puritanism goes down by 1, but Scotland goes up by 2. The king was considered ineffective because he surrounded himself with papists and freely dispensed letters of grace, a sort of royal pardon in advance. Monarchy or Catholicism go down. Let's use Catholicism for this one because the monarchy is low anyway. 5 zeal points. I'm going to try and work on the monarchy. Maybe using the red die for the monarchy is going to help me. And I roll a 3, which is not good enough. Try that again. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to fortify Edinburgh, and I'm going to fortify Hull. I have 1 more. I'll have to, yeah. I'll try to push back the Scottish, and I managed to. Okay, so that's not too bad. Next one. Ireland, North and Scotland move. I can now besiege Oxford. Okay, so this means this card has come into effect. Now I would like to mark that somehow. For this I need a counter of some sort. Yeah. I'm just going to make myself a counter here. Good. Puritanism goes up by 1. Monarchy goes down by 1, but it's also at a -1. So monarchy is now in the F area, which is not good because revolts and deviltries get 1 additional strength point. And I have 5 zeal points. So okay, I'm going to work on the Scots first. On a 5, they push back. Going to work on the Irish. On a 1, nothing happens. Try that again. On a 4, they push back. Gonna work on the monarchy. I need to roll a 4 plus. I roll a 2, that didn't work. Once more. On a 6, they move up. Really good. Okay, so that's me done. Next one is October, 23rd of October, 1642. So now we're going to use the English Civil War major battle on the battle mat. You can tell that this is an off-mat battle because the card shows a red soldier and a red cannon. So it's the armies of the north and west that are affected by this. So what does it mean if it's affected twice? Now this is going to be interesting. I actually believe that they have made a mistake here in the extended example. Um, Okay, so I basically get to... I'm not sure how this is resolved at all, because it says north twice or west. So I have no idea what this is trying to tell me, unless of course it means since west is black that west moves. I'll play it like this. And then north twice. I'm not sure why north is red. And then if it moves, as well as doing this battle, I have no idea. Oh, I get it. I get it. First, you do the tactical battle and you get to decide if you want to fight in the north or in the west. And then you move according to this. Okay, so I'm going to attack the north. So we're just going to turn this over. And we're going to roll 2 dice. That's 9 versus 6. That is a defeat. Six, 9, that is a defeat as well. 4 versus 7, that is a defeat as well. 8 against 6, that is a victory. 5, that's a loss anyway. 12, yeah, that's a defeat. 8 against 6, that is a victory. If the majority of your units are here, the outcome is the defeat. The affected army unit gains a plus strength, +1 strength. So this one, oh, that's not good, +1. And monarchy goes down 1, so it's now in the F box. I lose 1 zeal point, and okay, I roll. This gets a 5. That unit is immediately returned to the draw pool holding box. This one is permanently removed from play. Removed. Recovering. Okay. Okay, so now the north moves twice. 2, 3, and then works on this. Yes, that wasn't good. The west moves once, Catholicism goes down, and Parliament gets a +1. And I have 4 actions. That's brilliant. Okay. I'm going to work on Bristol. I'm going to push Parliament, or trying to push Parliament up on a roll of a 3. That doesn't work. One more time. Yup. I have one more. I will risk it. I will try and push back the Army of the West. And on a 4, it doesn't work. Okay. Good. That's it. Next one up. As you can see, I'm not doing too well. Again, we have a battle. I'm going to conduct it against the Army of the North again. Okay, and we have 2 event cards. Event card number 1 says, retain this card. During step 4 of the battle sequence, play this card to add 1 plus to any Parliament cavalry unit's combat value. A maximum of 1 bonus per unit is allowed. And the other one says, retain this card during step 7 of the battle sequence. Play this card after any parliamentary victory to gain 2 benefit points. Okay, so now